Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the Health Revolution, the program that shows you how to have a life of vibrant well-being. In a world full of noisy health trends, we bring you clarity. In a sea of fads, we reveal the science-backed strategies that truly work. We explore physical strength, emotional resilience, and mental mastery. These are the keys to an enriched life. Join us for inspiring interviews with champions who conquered life's health challenges, fueling your journey. Are you ready to unlock your potential? To live with vitality and purpose? Then join the Health Revolution. I'm your host, Adriana Morrison, health and fitness expert, speaker, and a mom who understands. Let's embark on this transformative quest. Together, we're about to change the game, starting now.
The information provided in this show is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Viewers should use their own discretion and consult with a healthcare professional for personalized guidance and recommendations.
Welcome, everybody. You are watching the Health Revolution. I'm your host, Adriana Morrison. We are so glad that you joined us today. Whether it's the live broadcast or on-demand replay, your presence definitely matters. And no matter which way that you're tuning into us, whichever avenue that you found your way to us, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. We want to stay connected to you. And I'm excited about today's episode because we're diving into mental health in a way that really incorporates tools that can be uplifting in a very positive way. And my guest today is someone who is well-versed and well-knowledged about this journey and all the resources and tools we get to learn about. So before I bring her up, take a look at this video. Watch this.
Meet Karin Stephan, a pioneering force in the intersection of technology and mental health. With over 3 decades of business experience, she co-founded EarKick, a groundbreaking AI chatbot designed to measure and improve mental health in real time. Karin's journey is marked by her passion for leveraging technology to empower individuals and enhance their well-being. EarKick stands as a testament to her vision, offering a revolutionary approach to mental health support by providing personalized, accessible, and effective care. Her expertise extends beyond EarKick, with a rich background in music, business, psychology, and digital management. Karin's leadership and innovative thinking have not only propelled EarKick to the forefront of mental health technology, but have also set new standards for how we approach and manage mental wellness. Today, we're about to learn how Karin Stephan and EarKick are reshaping our understanding and treatment of mental health, one innovation at a time.
Joining me all the way from Switzerland, Karin Stephan. How are you today?
I am great after this amazing intro. Thank you so much. You captured it really well.
Well, we do our best around here. So I'm very impressed with all that you've done. You've had your hand in music, in business, and in the technology space. At what point was it important for you to really shift the focus on mental health? Where was your journey, professionally speaking? How did the trajectory evolve for you?
Great question. You know, mental health has always been the red thread. It just it might not have been called that. Let me explain. You know, nothing on earth is possible or productive or enjoyable without connection. So I've always been about connection and the opposite, which is the disconnect. And throughout all those phases in my life, whether it was as a little kid, you know, on stage playing the piano, later as a professional, or it was leading teams and building businesses, being in the startup world, I noticed that when we run into trouble, it's always because of a disconnect. We either are disconnected to ourselves, to our body and minds, to our habits, to what we want to achieve in the world, or we are disconnected to people around us that actually are so important for a good life, or we are disconnected from our goals, from so many things, and it creates pain and struggling. So throughout my life, I've been about this, about tackling this. And mental health is probably the most prominent place where disconnection and reconnection play a role, because we're all on that spectrum. All 8 billion people have mental health and are shifting on that continuum. And we have very bad times where we could use some help. That's why I went into mental health.
So as you are carving your professional path, at what point did it become ever more apparent as you're just creating a name for yourself? So, psychology, music, business, where did it come up for you that this was way bigger than maybe your first choice in profession?
Absolutely. So I was very frustrated throughout my career steps. In the beginning, I thought, okay, maybe it's because I'm a rookie that I'm seeing people not rise up to their true potential. Maybe it's because it's in music. In my first company, it was all about music. But then with every step I took, and with every leadership role I took, it was the same thing. People would not be their best selves. They would not rise to their amazing potential because mental health got in their way. So I was like, okay, we got to look at this and we got to solve for mental health to have everything else follow, right? And that was I would say, a couple of years ago when I did my thesis on what has now become EarKick. It was very clear. This has to get out of the books and into life. And that's why I founded this AI deep tech company with my co-founder to really solve mental health for good.
I can't wait for us to really do a deeper dive into EarKick. At what point did you discover that there was a need, especially in the technology space, to really address this in different ways that we've not addressed before? The mental health piece and how important it is for us.
Well, mental health still gets measured like 100 years ago. So that was the first thing. When my own children were struggling, not only did I notice way too late, but also the whole journey of like going somewhere, taking a test with pen and paper and trying to remember what has been happening, weeks and months ago, to then build a treatment plan based on that, which is mind-boggling. But I have to say at the same time that technology has just now, in the last couple of years, gotten to a point where we can sense and measure mental health in a different way, much more objective, and where we can therefore build our treatment and our support on a whole different level in terms of objectivity, in terms of ubiquity, in terms of accessibility, in terms of availability. Now the sky is the limit, and it's about time if we look at the current mental health crisis.
Absolutely. I don't know if we talked about this before today, but I remember studying psychology in college, and what really stuck with me was some of the tools that I learned in my graduate studies that they don't teach in society. Where is it that we fall short? And why is it that we're struggling so much, being that you've also studied and you've gone in depth in this field?
A lot of it has to do that we make a difference between these are the ones that are healthy, those are the ones in the dirty little corner that are ill. And so you have to sort of qualify for either one. And everyone wants to be on the healthy, good side, and no one wants to be qualified as ill. But the truth is, we need support every day. We need continuous support and continuous measurement, because it's very difficult to add all the dots and connect them to understand that, for example, you're on a downward trend. So if you have to wait until you're really dysfunctional or something is really wrong in your life to then be eligible for help and taken seriously, we have a big problem, right? Because it can change every other day. You know, we go highs and lows. That's life. And the big problem is not making it part of life. As you say, it's not taught in elementary school. It's not taught in school at all. It's barely taught in psychology when you study. What we need is to make mental health something as normal as counting steps, as brushing your teeth. And it should even be more. It should be something that you brag about, that you're, you know, so eager to tell your friends about. I did this today. Oh, I went to sleep early and I did some exercise and here's what I'm doing for my mental health. And doesn't it shine, right? This should be the conversation and not something like, shh, somebody disappeared because they have a problem. You know, that's completely wrong. We're all on that spectrum. There is no here and there. There is not us and them. We're all in the same boat, and that needs to change.
Do you think that in society that over the decades, we look at back at the last 100 years, we go from Sigmund Freud on up and all the things that have come out of learning about psychology and the psyche. Do you think that society, that there's been moments in which, how do you put your best foot forward? What kind of image that you put out there, and how much of image has to do with mental health today, being in social media and all of the impacts that it has?
It's a very good question. I think for ages, since, you know, we had the Greek philosophers, it was always the same: know thyself. And to know yourself and see the patterns and understand why you react the way you react, why you feel certain things, you have to observe yourself. And I'm not talking the self on social media. I'm talking your real self with your emotions, your thoughts, as you are basically naked. And we have gotten very good at lying at ourselves and at portraying ourselves in a way that's actually not who we are. You see so many people smiling on social media. Next thing you know, they're suicidal or they had depression right there when they look the best. And we have to, again, the disconnect. We have to reconnect to who we really are and observe and accept that it's okay not to be okay, and to stop putting all our energy and resources and everything we have into having like this picture perfect life towards outside. Inside, we're starving, we're lonely, we're we don't feel all that connection that we need to be feeling, and that has to change.
So take me back to that moment where the light bulb went off, that all the different avenues in your life came to a point, and it was a clear message that the road to take next had everything to do with what would become EarKick.
Yeah. My entire life, especially when I was a kid, I was wishing for a little sidekick in my life, in my ear, to be very concrete. Because I realized that when I'm in the thick of it, when I'm having trouble because my parents are fighting or because I'm scared to go on stage, it doesn't take much, but it has to be in the right moment. So a little voice, a little sidekick telling me to breathe in, breathe out, reminding me that when my parents are fighting, it's not my fault, or helping me reframe some of the recurring thoughts, some of the rumination. It would have made all the difference in my youth. Later on in my life, I kept coming back to this idea. How about having a sidekick, someone that knows me well, something that knows me well and can give me a little heads up, but also intervene at the perfect moment with just the amount of suggestion or guidance that I need. And when it became possible, that was in around 2018, it was getting possible to do all this. That's when I knew, okay, now it's time to act. Now look for a co-founder, go do it, get raise money and go for it. There is no waiting in this.
So that it's been coming to fruition for quite some time, that this was a need that you felt, that, if only I could have this type of support in my corner. In studying and getting ready to create EarKick and just lay the foundation for it, what types of feedback did you hear from others as you were gathering data, doing research, all the things that prepare you for that big first step to get things going? What was some of the needs that you heard other people say, and just across the globe?
Oh yeah. I mean, I had so many interviews and it was a cry for help. It was almost everyone said this thing, that not only did they feel like they weren't heard, but they also felt like their feelings didn't count. They didn't feel valued. Of course, some had support systems, etc., but most of them felt like they could do with a friend. They could do with a sidekick, as I said. And many of them said that if they had known that they were on a downward spiral early on, all this struggling and suffering could have been prevented. And that's what made me so angry, so frustrated, because we could have known. All it took was measurement. In hindsight, we all know, right? In hindsight, we can go and read books and write papers and all that, but we need it when at the onset, as early as possible, and the whole timing problem, mental health is a timing problem, was so apparent in these interviews that I realized we have to first solve for the measurement part, give people, empower them to measure themselves, to know where on the spectrum they're at, before we can really serve them support in terms of interventions or suggestions. And it has to be absolutely personalized, because the second big problem is they didn't feel like they gelled or they connected with the help they got, right? To them, it was too generic, or it wasn't the right person, or they had to wait forever and then it was some old white dude, like all these things, or it was someone who had a totally different background. And all these things make you want to run away from help and never ask again. They wanted a safe, non-judgmental place, space, whatever, atmosphere, where they could go any time of the day. And you'd laugh, but we started measuring all that. Panic attacks happen at the most inconvenient time. People feel lonely at 3:00 in the morning. They want to talk to someone at 2:00 in the morning. And guess what? Not possible, right? And that is part of our solution.
I can only imagine how much time or the complexities behind measuring the data went into the foundation of EarKick. What was the time span that looking back was the chronological piece that helped launch and get everything rolling in the right direction?
Well, first of all, my co-founder, we both had to leave our executive jobs like this. Then we had to really start everything from scratch. We heard from everyone, oh, you're crazy. This is impossible. You can't measure mental health. It's been done like this for thousands of years. And we said, no, we're going to give it a try. So from starting in 2021 from scratch with the collection of data so that we could train the models, the AI in essence, to the moment where we were able to offer people this solution, it was about 1 to 1.5 years. And we've kept developing it. Every week you have an update with new things. The models and the whole technology is really strong. It's cutting edge. It's like really at the top of what you can get worldwide. And we're very proud of it. We had to do it quickly, fast, very focused. And that was accomplished in 2022, going up to 23.
Success loves speed, for sure. We're going to take we're going to take a commercial break. Stay put. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this. Hey there, welcome back to Fit Bites with Adriana. Today we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart, and that is mental health. Let's talk about some best practices to keep our minds as fit as our bodies. Now, first up, mindfulness. Taking a few minutes each day to meditate or practice deep breathing can do wonders for reducing stress and anxiety. It's like a mini vacation for your mind. Now, next, let's not underestimate the power of sleep. A good night's rest is crucial for mental clarity and emotional stability. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Exercise is a natural mood booster. So whether it's a brisk walk, a yoga session, or a dance class, moving your body releases endorphins that can lift your spirits. So don't forget about nutrition. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon and walnuts can support brain health and improve mood. Lastly, stay connected. Regularly connecting with friends and loved ones can provide emotional support and reduce feelings of loneliness. So let's take these steps to heart and prioritize our mental well-being. Remember, it's okay to ask for help if you need it. Stay tuned for more Fit Bites, and here's to a healthy mind and body.
Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Welcome back to the Health Revolution. Welcome back to the show. My guest today, Karin Stephan. She is the co-founder and COO of EarKick. Today, we are talking about how AI is changing mental health support. And this is such a fascinating topic, especially since AI is truly taking the world by storm, obviously generating and gaining traction. Let's get into it. Talk about what exactly is EarKick and what are the different components of this app.
Wow, you said it really well. I liked how you also talk about those bites, the little things that you need to do to improve your mental health just now. EarKick has a lot to do with it, and let me show you how. So I said before that you need to measure mental health continuously, as effortlessly as possible, in order to know where you're at and whether all the efforts that you're making with nutrition, sleep, etc., are actually having a positive impact. And the way we do this with EarKick is all you need to do is you download the app on iOS or Android. It's free. It doesn't require any registration, so it's radically private. No ads, no nothing. You just download it, and then you'll see a very sweet little panda that asks you how you've been today. And all you need to do is either type or voice message it or video message it into it. I would, for example, say, "Oh, today I'm a bit nervous because I'm talking to Adriana, and this whole thing is exciting, you know." And I would just say that into the phone. And then what happens is while I speak, the AI that is on the phone analyzes the tone of voice, the context, what's been happening. It analyzes how I have been sleeping, how many steps I've taken, what the weather has been like, and it catches my emotions. So it would then, within seconds, pre-fill my little diary that is also in the app with my emotions, excited, a little anxious, my anxiety level, the reasons for it. It would then say, "Oh, Adriana's show." It would also capture maybe if I was tired or if I sounded a bit worried. And that's all going to be done. You don't have to move a finger. But
So
the real kicker comes here. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so I downloaded it on my phone, and I just want to show the viewers that in terms of EarKick, so this is what you see, and of course I have the iPhone here, and you're able to continue, and then you're able to see where you can choose. I love the characteristics of Default Panda, Captain Panda, Coach Panda, Sage Panda, and PFF Panda. Talk about the different personalities. What does this mean in terms of characteristics?
Yes, so good you tried it out. So now that basically you've measured where you're at, the panda will appear and validate what you just said. It will remember you from other conversations, and it will engage with you in a conversation that is only about you and what it has been measured. So if you chose the coach panda, it's not going to be a very verbose answer. It's going to be really right to the point, very kind of fitness. Come on, let's go. Come on, Adriana. This is what you need to do. Are you hydrated? Have you done this? And now let's rock this show. And, talking like that. If you choose the PFF, which is Panda Friend Forever, it's going to be the chummy, the hey, always happy, kind of love, always giving you kudos and chit-chatting with you. The science is the same underneath. So if I was to say that I'm nervous, it would always, serve me little bits and pieces of knowledge around CBT, DBT, all that. But the way it serves it, again, can be more captain-like or more sage, very spiritual, or as you just saw, the PFF, like a friend. And the important thing here to understand is, why is there an answer right away? Because that's how you understand, feel like it matters what you said. Even if I complain about the pickle on my elbow, I will get a very good answer with some suggestions, some kudos. And it's good to start my day like that, or to continue my day like that, or end my day like that. So the panda is therefore the intervention for basically the improvement of my mental health, whereas the whole AI measurement part with my voice, video, whatever, is there to assess where I'm at today, tomorrow, the day after.
So I love that piece. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is matching the type of personality that, say, the user gravitates towards, that really speaks to them. So, but I'm curious, the panda is the icon. Can you share a little bit about how that came to be?
Yes. Well, from all the interviews, we know that people in their more darker moments really need to feel the love. They need to imagine something like a friend or a little panda that is huggable, that is cute, that is easy to access. And the panda, as an animal, is a very, very smart animal, a very strong animal, and it just fits that. So your sidekick needs to be both vulnerable and understanding, a good listener, patience, but on the other side also have the, the strength to carry you through, and the empathy to feel with you, and the really listening ear of a panda. The panda, is very patient, eating his vegetables all day and being clumsy, and it's not a perfect animal, but it's so relatable and so lovable. And that's why I picked the panda, so everyone can relate to it.
What are some of the workarounds or challenges that you, in the involvement of EarKick, that you all came across and then overcome? What were some things that you had to put in place to address maybe obstacles along the way to make sure that EarKick came to fruition?
Well, mental health is a very, very delicate topic. And you have to gain people's trust, not only your users, members' trust, but everyone's trust, because we're dealing with probably the most vulnerable part of our lives. So we wanted to make it absolutely radically private, which means we have no personal data. We don't ask your age. We don't ask your name, all of that. And we had to make it free, so we make sure that people in need can use it and don't have to worry about costs. There is a premium version for it, but the basic version is free and available, no questions asked, again, no registration. And to push that idea through and say, we're going to do this, we're going to take that detour and make it radically private. We're going to make sure that we gain people's trust bit by bit, by showing the benefit, by showing that we mean it, by letting them experience that they'll never see an ad, by letting them experience how it is actually safe and non-judgmental. That took a little bit of time. It's not like, making a pair of shoes and then throwing a big party and telling everyone about it. It's really very delicate.
I'm glad you brought this up, because I was curious about the best practices and protocol that EarKick does to protect user information and data protection, privacy policies in place. So at what point along the way was it something that EarKick needed to address right off the bat? And what steps do you do to protect user privacy?
It was from the very beginning, before we even wrote a line of code, that was the thing. It has to be private. It has to be safe. So again, if you download the app, your app, or you are not connected to any of the data that is analyzed. You own the data, and you alone own it. It's on your phone or on your iCloud, wherever you choose to have it. And the only moment where a machine or an AI, an algorithm, sees what you put in is when it gets analyzed. We used to do this on the phone itself. Now the models have gotten very big, so we have to send it in a very encrypted and HIPAA compliant way to be analyzed and sent back right away. Now, people ask us, okay, and how is it, attached to anything else? It's not. We do not ask you any personal data. And what we don't ask and what we don't have, we cannot put in danger, right? So you are the owner, you lose your phone, you lose your data. If you pay for the data, if you pay for the app, then that's with Apple and has nothing to do with EarKick or our company. Yeah, it's all safe. Your credit card, your email, all that is attached to payment, has nothing to do with your journey on EarKick. So I couldn't imagine any safer and more strict way than the way we're doing it every step of the way. We owe it to the people, and we will continue on that very radical way.
So how does EarKick, being the AI chatbot, and by the way, all this is extremely exciting. How does EarKick differentiate from the evolving mental health practices that continue to be a part of the landscape as we're moving forward as a society?
Yeah, very good question. You know, for the lucky ones among us who can afford a therapist or a coach, I'm happy you have that, right? For those, EarKick is on top. Like, you see your therapist maybe once a week, once in 2 weeks, and all the hours in between, you can use EarKick, right? 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to call your therapist. You're going to talk to the panda. Now, that's the lucky ones. Now we're talking about the majority that does not have the means to have a therapist, maybe waiting time forever, or too shy, or many things are in the way. Financials are in the way, accessibility, affordability. For those, EarKick can be the perfect companion, whether they're doing great and they just want to keep doing great, whether they want to change their habits in order to stay well, or whether they're really in a dark place where they need some companionship and some guidance to climb out of it. EarKick is always the right answer. And we have a lot of therapists that use EarKick and encourage people to use EarKick because it helps their work. It augments their presence in people's lives. They can give them, exercises to do, and EarKick reminds you to do them. It gives you kudos. It helps you get your stuff done. And when you go back to your therapist, then you have everything in that diary. You can drill into your data, into your stats. You can show it. You can talk about the panic attack that you had on Wednesday. You can talk about the fight with your mother you had on Thursday. And it's very, very efficient in terms of what you can get out of the data that you collected and the intel that you collected. So there is not a situation where I would say EarKick isn't of value. All you need to do is go check it out and use it.
Before we go to our next commercial break, can you share a success story in which you became aware of a user's situation, and then and just whatever they were going through was made so much better because of their experience with EarKick?
That's such a great question. We have pages and pages of messages. Pages. I mean, you can go to the App Store and see what some people write. It's so touching. One of them would be enough for me to keep going. But we had this one woman who wrote to us and said, you can use this testimonial because I'm so happy the panda saved my life more than once. I would not have survived this night where she was like alone and all that without panda's help. And that's just one of many. In some instances, we also know that it's a student, someone that's younger, where they say, never have I been able to vent. Never have I been able to really talk about my feelings. It's all bottled up, but now I've found a way. And now I can imagine talking to my mother. And that's what we want. We want people to reach out to real people and reconnect.
That's incredible. We're going to take a commercial break. Stay with us. We have more coming.
Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this. Thank you so much for watching The Health Revolution. Our show is growing, and it's all thanks to viewers like you. No matter how you found us, please hit the subscribe button so we can stay connected and continue to deliver amazing content to you.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been shown that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
Share this with your friends and family and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a chemo buddy for life.
We are a Buddies Network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are chemo buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
And now we want to give special thanks to Biomed Mobile IV for sponsoring the Health Revolution. Biomed Mobile IV is Colorado's top mobile IV therapy service, servicing throughout the state of Colorado. They offer an array of vitamins and above and beyond safety preparation. Biomed Mobile IV, your dedication to health and wellness is exactly what our show is all about, and we thank you for your support. Welcome back to the Health Revolution.
Welcome back to the show. It's been an incredible time so far. We are spending quality time with our guest today, Karin Stephan. She is the COO and co-founder of EarKick, and the AI chatbot that is making some incredible waves in a very good way in the mental health space. And, Karin, I do have to ask, one of the things that you mentioned earlier as we were talking is that when you and your co-founder made the decision to embark on EarKick and make it come to life, there were a lot of naysayers that kind of started to share their opinions about how successful this would be. What helped you stay focused and see EarKick through?
Wow. It's really the members, Of course, we have amazing advisors and amazing investors in our back, but it's really the community, that keeps writing and saying this is so helpful, and we wanted to help. That's what we want to do. We want to create something that people love, and we did that. And as you just said in the commercial, everyone deserves a buddy. Everyone deserves to not be alone and not go through those dark times alone. We all deserve a sidekick. We all deserve EarKick.
What would you say to the entrepreneurs and innovators who are wanting to make headwaves in a very good way in the mental health space? What advice would you give them, knowing that so far you're continuing to see EarKick grow and the success that you've experienced?
Go and build. Don't hesitate. Go there, go build. You will find no better purpose in life than to help people. You find no more adventurous up and downs and rewards than if you create something that helps other people and therefore helps you. So if you have any hesitations, if you feel like you can't do that or it's all too hard, call me. Write to me. I will get you inspired because I'm absolutely in it from head to toe with my full heart.
So I love the fact that you are an outdoors and sports enthusiast. How do you take care of your mental health space, your overall well-being? And what do you encompass and incorporate in terms of the protocols that EarKick has to offer?
Well, first of all, I use the app and I have my routines, the good habits that I want to keep and the bad ones that I want to break. I have them in the app, and EarKick reminds me to do my things. For example, I'm a runner, so it reminds me to go run outside. It reminds me to drink enough water. It reminds me at just the right time that it's time to take a break. It reminds me not to eat after a certain time and to cut sugar. things like that I know are important for me. I need help with that. It's not that I don't understand or that there's no lack of willingness, but the timing thing, right? I need a nudge at the right time, an intelligent nudge where I feel that it means me, right? And not anyone else. And so I make sure I take my time off in the weekend. I make sure I get enough sleep. I sleep outside, by the way, all year long. And all these things, I have a little sidekick that doesn't get tired to remind me and to give me kudos. You know, we have weekly reports. After a week of logging your mood, you'll get a report where it says, hey, you know, you did this and this really well, and this happened in your life, and kudos, and keep going, you got this. I need that. I need that encouragement. I need to feel like it matters that I drank my water and that I don't know, that I did my swimming in the summer. We all need that. We need to see where we are at and where we can get, and we need a lot of kudos and encouragement on the way.
So in terms of expansion, how has EarKick grown so far? Where do you see the exponential growth happening, and what are some pleasant surprises that you're noticing today?
Well, one thing is that we launched a WeFunder campaign next to all the other things that we do. And we have people, I mean, who I'm sure don't have big money, who are users of EarKick, who asked to be part of this, who put their money in just to be part of the movement. That's amazing. Where I see us, well, we have grown to a team of 9 people, some of the smartest people I've ever met. I'm so proud of them. And I see EarKick in every young people's hands in the US and then globally. And to achieve that, we need all of you. Please let everyone know that this exists and that they can afford it. This is where I see us. I see us in every household, in every hand, and wherever there is need for companionship, guidance, and support, mental health and other support, that's where I see us. I want to see all 8 billion people on EarKick. No less than that.
I love that. So I'm a mother as well, and I'm curious, what kind of feedback have you gotten from school systems that maybe those who work in schools near and far? What are some things that you've heard along the way in terms of younger users using EarKick?
Well, actually, the biggest fans are Gen Z and young professionals. They have picked it up like this. Because for them, it's not their typical therapy. It's something they can relate to because it's interactive, because it's AI, it talks to them, and just it matches their digital life. From schools, I mean, we have Duke University, their impact arm that is led by students invested in us. And we're talking to several student bodies, to several schools, high schools, universities, and they all validate what we see. They're not ready to deal with all the problems that students are dealing with in terms of mental health. They just don't have the capacity. They don't have all the resources they need, the people to treat all these people and help all of them in a personal way. And so their dream scenario is to have 0 waiting time. Their dream scenario is to have something that the student takes home, that is there around the clock with them. Their dream scenario is that they can sleep at night knowing that their students are helped when they need it. And we can offer that. Right now, waiting times are between 3 and 6 months. If you go to your counselor or your school, to your dean, whoever, and you tell them you have a problem, you have an anxiety issue, you're going to wait, and it's likely going to get worse. And believe me, those amazing student coordinators, the deans, all these people tell us, we want to help. We just don't have the means right now to do that. And EarKick could be one way to solve this. So if you know any school in the US, any high school, any college, any university that wants to run with us, we have amazing programs and opportunities for you. Just reach out to me.
It's fantastic. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this.
Greetings, I'm Angel Marie Monticelli, host of Energize You TV, every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Go to Fresh Takes right here on E360 and get Reikified and energized today.
Welcome back to the Health Revolution. My guest today is co-founder and COO of EarKick, Karin Stephan. And this has been an incredible app. EarKick is the app that is available in the App Store and in Google Play stores. And Karin, right before we went to break, you were talking about how individuals can get involved in terms of WeFunder. If we can pull up the website, and if you could talk a little bit about that and what all that looks like. I know we've got a few minutes left, but say a little bit more about that.
It'll take much more than just me, my co-founder, to change the narrative around mental health and to really tackle the problem on a global scale fast. Because please don't forget, the people most affected are the young ones, about 50%. And this is their youth. This is their future. Let's help them. So people can just go on the WeFunder campaign and $100 upwards, and you're part of the movement. You're an investor. Isn't that amazing? I invested myself too in the early days of EarKick. And it's nothing more empowering than being able to say, this is something that I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to make a difference, even if it's just $100. So go ahead and check it out.
Yes, absolutely. Where can viewers find information about EarKick? Where is EarKick, and where are you on social media?
Well, we are on TikTok. We're on LinkedIn. I am on LinkedIn as well, so say hi. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. And we have a wonderful blog. But most of all, please go to our website, earkick.com, where you can see a lot of things that may be of interest to you. And you can also find a way to connect to us directly.
Karin, it's been incredible. I'm so thrilled about EarKick. I know I had downloaded it before, and this is something that I want our teenage children to get their hands on, because I think this will be an amazing sense of support for them, as well as anyone who can use that extra helping hand with mental health. And thank you so much for your time, your energy, your input, and all that you're doing in the mental health space. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure, and you do amazing work, Adriana.
Well, it goes by so fast. I appreciate you being here. And to the rest of our viewers, of course, just know that our website is thehealthrevolutiontv.com. You can log on to there for more show information. You can subscribe to our newsletter. And if there's any show topics you want to make sure that we cover, please let us know, because our goal is to deliver and all that implies. For a quick QR code app, you can go ahead and see in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. That will get you to our website as the crow flies. And then, of course, please do not forget that we are on E360 TV on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, right here every single week. And so that is all the time that we have. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. And until next time, we will see you soon. Take care.